Spice up your e-learning with the power of Gen AI and Adobe Creative Cloud with me, Mark I. I'd like to introduce you to some tips, tricks, and AI hacks that will help you speed up productivity, enhance your creativity, and spice up your e-learning with a little pow! Spice up your e-learning with Adobe Express with presentations, characters, and AI designs. Okay, I'm just going to click on one of these right here, and I'm just going to open this up in Adobe Express. So now Adobe Express is kind of like creativity for all. It's kind of like Photoshop and Illustrator and Premiere and Character Animator all bunched into one with tons of templates that you can use to start your images or anything you can actually think of, from a resume, a poster, a presentation, art, you name it. So here quickly, I have this image. I can click on remove the background and boom, in 2 seconds, well, maybe it doesn't, but there it goes. It removes the background, but you'll see that it's a layer behind. It didn't do the best job, but every image will be different. And there's little things I can do. I could add images, or I could add text, right? I can kind of change this and make this mine and then bring it into my e-learning presentation. Now, I could kind of download this if I'd like to. I could download it as a PNG or a JPEG, PDF, right? I could even share this as a presentation if I have numerous slides. So really a lot for us to do. But what I want to show you in Adobe Express is not so much the images, but if I go to the top, you'll see this. I can create anything quickly. There's templates for anything that you can think of. But I want to focus specifically on what we need for e-learning. And what do we always start with? A presentation. So here, if I just click on presentation, I can come into here to the filter. And in the filter, you'll see under price, I can go to free. I think that's a good starting point. And then maybe under type, I can come down and choose multiple page templates. And now I have 969 multiple page free templates that I could use for my e-learning, or maybe to get ideas, or to collaborate, or maybe to start my PowerPoint presentation. And you'll see if I hover over it, it shows me there's 5 of 5 slides. Here, there's 1 of 5. Here, there's 1 of 14. And if I roll, you'll see that it'll show me the different slides within it. Again, here's 1 of 12. There's so many different slides and presentations to use. And here's one that I chose for the presentation that I'm actually doing now. You'll see there's just so many already pre-planned presentations for me to start. All I have to do is fill in my content and I'm good to go. I could also use these as backgrounds for Captivate, for Articulate if I wanted to, right? I could always delete the image, right? Or the text here, right? And I could always just download this as an image to use in the background, right? Use a selected page, and I could download that as a PNG or a JPEG and use that as the background for my template in my e-learning presentation. Or I could actually even animate this stuff. I can click on this play button and I can actually animate this to come in, right? How it can fade in, or it could flicker in. Now the computer might not be catching up as much, but I could animate all these things. Or what if I have a presentation that I've already selected under my stuff? It saves everything automatically to the cloud. So under webinars and conferences, I have this little presentation called Classroom Rules. Again, this is stolen right here from the Adobe Express, and it's pretty great. And up here, I could actually look at layers, or I can play this. You'll see I could actually see and edit the different pages. Here, I could look at the timeline where I could start animating or editing, or maybe adding audio, because that would help spice things up. So why don't I upload a piece of audio? Let's see, I hope I have some audio here. I thought I did. Oh, Adobe Express. And let's say it says, "Hi guys," right? Just very short. So already that's a little bit better than this plain presentation, but this is real fast, right? I have my presentation designed. Now I'm adding the audio. And of course I could just download this if I wanted to as a JPEG, or in this case, just a PDF or an MPEG, right? An MP4. I could download this, import the video inside. What I could also do is actually come in here to Adobe Express, and over here, there's something called animate characters. And under animate characters, I can choose from a bunch of free characters already pre-designed that I could use inside of Adobe Express. There's so many to choose from, just a lot of scrolling. So maybe I'll simplify it and I'll look for something young, a young person. And if I scroll through, let's see. Oh, there's a little girl I used before. I don't see her now. Maybe they've updated sometime. This is 2025. Oh, there she is. Betty. I like Betty. And you'll see when I put Betty here, I can scale her to make her the size that I'd like. I can also choose my background, so I can change this whole scene easily, making a scene, whatever I want to tell my story. I'm going to just use a transparent background because that'll give me the option to actually copy and paste this and put it into any presentation I want and choose my own background. So here I can actually record. And when I do record, even though I'm not in a studio, I can click on Enhance Speech to make my recording a little bit better. So quiet on the set. Hi, everybody. My name is Betty. All right. Maybe we shouldn't do that. All right. Maybe it's better for me to browse and I'll just import like some image, some audio here. And I can import. And of course, we have to wait. So I went ahead and already kind of had this prepared for us. So I'm going to go into my stuff and we can check out Betty. And here's Betty already talking about the rules. So what happens is you import the audio and it automatically syncs and lip syncs and animates the character. Here we go.
Rules are very important in the class. With the rules, we want our class to be fair and a happy place.
So now I can take this character and you'll see here, these are my layers. And if I take this character, well, you'll see it's on it's not on a background. So I can just copy Command C. And if I come back to my home right here, I can go to my stuff again, and I can come back to my presentations and go back to this classroom rules. And I could just paste this character in. And now I have.
Rules are very important in the class. With the rules, we want our class to be fair and a happy place. So these are our simple and important rules to be followed during our class.
So definitely spicing up your projects with the little talking characters easily made inside of Adobe Express. I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm going to open my phone and I'm going to share my phone with you and hopefully mom doesn't call. So we see my phone here and I'm going to open up ChatGPT. You see how right off the bat it says I can create an image for presentation. But inside of ChatGPT, there's things called GPTs. We have Explore GPTs. And GPTs are generative pre-trained transformers. So basically, it's kind of like a prompt on crack, if you will. So it's a prompt with a whole bunch of directions that simplifies your start period. So instead of saying, hey, act like you're a professional designer and you're really experienced and you're an expert in Photoshop and graphic design and you're a font expert and all this extra stuff, we have these GPTs kind of already created. And there happens to be a GPT for Adobe Express. And now with Adobe Express, I could just talk into this and create work. Check it out. Hey, chat, can you do me a favor and show me some templates, colorful templates for an inspirational infographic that I could use for an e-learning training? But she does show you a bunch of templates. You can see she was starting to design the templates, right? There she goes. It's a little slow, but boom. Live online, right in front of you, she created these 5 different templates that I could possibly use to start my e-learning template. I could just click and boom, it'll open up into Adobe Express. And now I can just start editing and changing it. And of course, as soon as I do this, it's going to be now in my desktop on my browser as well. So pretty cool that I could just from my audio to the phone and bam, I have graphics. Pretty neat.
Hope you enjoyed this tip from headTrix Training.